I'm going to have a little bit of a rant, I'm afraid, this morning, because I'm getting angry and angry with this. And you all know what I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to be talking about this EFL 12-point deduction for Blackpool Football Club. I'm reading here this morning from Matt Scrafton from the Gazette. He's tweeted, the EFL confirms it has received an essential 12-point deduction and the matter will now be considered at its next meeting on April the 11th. So this goes on and on. It is, as he says, talk about prolonging the agony. Now, I've read lots of things about this on the internet. There's been, other sports writers have written about it. And you always get the comments in below from all these clubs saying, well, why should Blackpool be any different? Why should Blackpool be treated any different? Why should they not get a points deduction when everybody else has been given a point deduction for going into administration and all this sort of stuff? Now, I'm going to tell you, this is my feelings on this as a Blackpool fan and as a football fan. You're quite welcome if you want to post in the comments below and tell me what you think of it, but this is my opinion of it. Why is Blackpool different to any other club? Well, I'll tell you exactly why Blackpool's different to any other club. The reason Blackpool are different to any other football club is Blackpool Football Club haven't done anything wrong. We've done nothing wrong. We haven't overspent. We haven't bought players and got ourselves into administration because we've been overspending, buying players above our budget, and got us in a mess. Blackpool are not going into administration. Let's just explain this to everybody first. We're not going into administration. We're not in trouble financially. We can't not fulfil our fixtures. The problem has been that we had owners that took all the money that we got, the £96 million from getting into the Premier League and the sales of Charlie Adam, and DJ Campbell and Tom Ince and Matty Phillips. All that money, over £100 million, has just sort of like disappeared. Nothing's been spent on the team. As we can see, most of them are all frees or very cheap or on loan. We've got loads of money. What happened was that we had a minority shareholder called Valery Bellicon, who, to be honest, to every Blackpool fan, he's more or less a god. I mean, he came in and he said, I'm going to get you in the Premier League within 5 years. And we were all like, yeah, you're having a laugh, pal. We're not going to, we've been 30 years down here. No chance. 30 odd years. Not a chance of getting in Premier League. Well, we got in there in 4 years from the time he put money in, he bought Charlie Adam and he built the South Stand and he did lots of work and he was a 20% shareholder. And when we got in the Premier League, the Oystons just froze him out, basically. He didn't get any money from it, and he'd done all the work, really, and he had 20% in it. So they went to court. And it went to court, and the judge ruled that Valery Bellicon was entitled to his share of the money that we made out of the Premier League. So he awarded him 20 odd million plus costs. So it's been a year now and he's been trying to get this money out of Owen Oyston. And Owen Oyston has just done every delaying tactic you can probably imagine. We've got this investor coming in from Hong Kong or Spain or wherever else. And he just kept fobbing them off. So nothing's getting done. We're sat there. The EFL have not done anything to help because the Oystons wanted to get rid of Valery Bellicon. So they went to the EFL and they made him a not a fit and proper person because of some stupid kangaroo court decision in a place called Kyrgyzstan or something, where he's been found guilty of allowing people to money launder through his bank. So they got him taken off as a fit and proper person, really just so they didn't have to pay him out any money. That's my opinion of it. They wanted to get rid of him because they wanted all this £100 odd million to themselves. Well, they've lost. They've been found guilty in court of illegitimately asset stripping Blackpool Football Club. So we've been waiting to get them out. Valery Bellicon, of course, can't come in as a director because he's a not and fit and proper person, even though he's the most fit and proper person. For every Blackpool fan the world over would have him as chairman tomorrow. So the EFL have put us in this situation in the first place because they won't allow Valery Bellicon to take over the club. So what's had to happen is they went to court and a court-appointed receiver was appointed to come into the club to get Owen Oyston out of the way so the club can be sold. At the last meeting, we've just heard there's 50 interesting parties and 20 really good parties want to buy into Blackpool Football Club because there's a huge potential there. So really, this decision was just to sell the club. This football club sold all the time. They don't go with a 12-point deduction because you've been sold to somebody else. This is just about selling the club. So my question to the EFL is, what has Blackpool done wrong? Because as far as I'm concerned, I've spent, and many Blackpool fans have spent 4.5 to 5 years boycotting games, not going to them with our boys and our families. We've lost all those years to try and get these Oystons out. We've finally won our club back. We've got our club back. We've got the position where now the club can be sold to hopefully some really good owners, and we can all move forward and bring Blackpool Football Club back maybe one day to the Premier League and light up the Premier League like we did the first time. We showed people how to go and have a go at the Premier League and play hard at them, and we should have stayed up, but we need that other chance. But we finally won that. Valerie Bellicon in court has finally got the Oystons out. We've gone back to a huge homecoming party that's been on every football show ever. It was like unbelievably exciting and everybody was proud for us. And now the EFL want to deduct us 12 points. 12 points for what? That's what I'm asking the EFL. What are the 12 points for? We haven't overspent. We're not in administration. We can fulfill our fixtures. We've not gone insolvent. The only thing it's what it's called is an insolvency event. Now, an insolvency event is normally there for clubs that have overspent, have gone into administration. We're not insolvent. We're not insolvent at all. This is just purely to be able to sell the club. The court-appointed receiver was, the judge saw it all very clearly. You know, he's a football fan himself. I think he was an Arsenal fan, and he saw that the club had to be sold for this and taken out of the Oyston so Blackpool Football Club could move forward. So the judge has done us a favour, getting Oyston out, and now the EFL are deliberating whether Blackpool get a 12-point deduction. Well, it's what Blackpool don't deserve. They can't justify a 12. I'd like them to justify to every fan all over the world how they could give Blackpool Football Club a 12-point deduction. It's an absolute bobbins. It is. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So you might totally disagree with me, and if you do, fine. Post them in the comments below. If you can prove to me what Blackpool Football Club have done to deserve a 12-point deduction, then post them in the comments below. Thank you very much. This is Lee Charles signing out. Till the next video. Boom!